It's time to take 5 for safety. It's time for another episode of Let's Not Die Today on the Toolbox Talk Show Network.
Hey folks, if you like the show, do me a favor. Go and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever. That'll definitely help out the show. And don't forget about our friends over at 7taps. 7taps.com. They make microlearning easy. Go to 7taps.com. Check out the free community version. If your company loves it, get the pro version. But before you buy, go to toolboxtalkshow.com and get all the bonuses you got coming to you just for being a listener of this show. Our topic today, machine guarding. Machine guarding is essential. And honestly, I feel a little silly for even having to say that. But in this episode, we will discuss guarding requirements, different types of guards, and the dangers of unguarded equipment. Let's start with definitions. According to OSHA 1910.212A1, types of guarding, one or more methods of machine guarding must be provided to protect the operator and other employees in the machine area from hazards such as those created by point of operation, ingoing nip points, rotating parts, flying chips, and sparks. A machine is a physical system using power to apply force and control movement to perform an action. Humans often work with machines to increase their productivity. A machine guard is a device or barrier. Its purpose is to protect humans from an injury caused by the point of operation, power transmission, or moving parts of a machine. Injuries can include amputations, lacerations, burns, eye injuries, and crushing injuries. Let's talk history. Some consider the hand axe to be one of the first machines. An axe is a wedge. When put into motion by human power, lateral force converts to transverse splitting force. A wedge is the oldest of the 6 classical simple machines. The other 5 simple machines include the incline plane, the wheel and axle, the lever, the pulley, and the screw. Almost all other machines are based on these 6 simple machines. The Egyptians discovered 2 of the 6 simple machines, which enabled them to build the pyramids. As we discussed in the safe lifting episode, the Egyptians used the incline plane and the lever. The incline plane was used to move rocks to higher positions. Moving something up a ramp instead of lifting it straight up required less force, but it took more time. A lever is a simple crane and works on the same principle as a seesaw. A lever is pulled down on one end to lift the load and then pulled left or right to move the load to its desired location. In the 3rd century BC, the Greek philosopher Archimedes described 3 of these simple machines, the lever, pulley, and screw. He discovered the principle of mechanical advantage. The Greeks eventually discovered 5 of the 6 simple machines. Even so, their knowledge was limited to the basic concept of classical mechanics. During the Renaissance, it was the scientist Galileo that first understood that simple machines do not create energy. They simply transform it. Leonardo da Vinci discovered the classic rules of sliding friction in machines sometime in the mid-15th or early 16th century. However, it remained unpublished in his notebooks. The Industrial Revolution spawned vast improvements in machine technology. Consequently, the technologies that were developed would affect nearly every facet of human life for centuries. It changed everything from transportation, agriculture, and manufacturing to heavy industry. It transformed industries that had relied on simple machines and animal labor into full-fledged mechanized systems, and brought humans into the modern age. With the introduction of electric motors and engines powered by steam or fossil fuels, machines rapidly grew in complexity, ability, and productivity. All right, let's talk statistics. According to OSHA, there are still employees who are exposed to unguarded or inadequately guarded machines. So workers who operate and maintain machinery suffer approximately 18,000 amputations, lacerations, crushing injuries, abrasions, and over 800 deaths per year. A 2005 U.S. Bureau of Labor survey indicated 8,450 non-fatal amputation cases. These injuries result from the use and care of machines such as saws, presses, conveyors, bending, rolling, or shaping machines, powered and non-powered hand tools, forklifts, doors, trash compactors, and other material handling activities. Approximately 44% of all workplace amputations occurred in the manufacturing sector, and the rest happened across the agriculture, wholesale, construction, retail trade, and service industry. Let's talk safety. Safety tip number 1, be aware of a machine's hazardous parts. Machines have 3 danger areas: the point of operation, the power transmission apparatus, and its moving parts. Each of these components can be dangerous and need safeguarding. The point of operation, the area of the machine where you perform work, is the point of operation. Power transmission apparatus, the part of the mechanical system which transmits energy to the part of the machine performing the work. Moving parts, the parts of the machine that move while the machine is running. Safety tip number 2, know the types of mechanical motion that must be guarded. Pinch points, points where body parts can get caught between moving parts or between moving and stationary parts. Rotating, the circular motion of shafts that stick out or protrude can pull clothing, jewelry, or body parts into the point of operation. Reciprocating, an up and down or back and forth motion that can strike an employee or trap them between the moving object and a fixed object. Traversing, continuous movement in a straight line that could strike or catch an employee in a pinch or shear point between a moving and fixed object. Cutting, action of drilling, sawing, boring, milling, or slicing. Punching, the action resulting from a machine that moves a slide or ram to stamp a sheet of metal or other material. Shearing, when a powered slide or knife trims or cuts metal, paper, or other materials. Bending, when force is applied to form bends in metal or other materials. Safety tip number 3, machine guarding requirements. Install and maintain guards to meet these minimum requirements, including no interference. A guard should not impede an operator from performing the job. Allow safe lubrication. The machine should be able to be lubricated without removing the guards. Prevent contact. The guard should prohibit the operator or anyone from placing body parts near dangerous moving parts. Secure. Install guards so that they are not easily removed or tampered with. Protect from falling items. The guard should protect the machine so that objects cannot fall into it while operating. Safety tip number 4, 4 types of guards. There are 4 types of machine guards. Fixed guard. It is the preferred guard because it is simple to use and very difficult to remove. Interlocking guard. It automatically disengages or shuts down the machine if the guard is opened or removed. The machine remains inoperable until the guard is back in place. Self-adjusting guard. It allows a barrier to open and close depending on the size and movement of the material. The guard moves as the material moves into the danger zone, creating an opening only large enough to accommodate that material. Adjustable guard. It will adjust to allow for various sizes of material. However, it opens up the potential for human error and accidents. Safety tip number 5, never, ever remove guards. This is something I have never understood. The guard is there to make sure you don't lose any of your body parts. First, don't ever remove them. Second, before you work with any equipment, inspect it. If the guard is missing, lock it out and tag it out. And lastly, alert a member of management. Following these tips can save you from accidents, injuries, and even death. Thanks for listening to another episode of Let's Not Die Today. If you'd like free PDF versions of all our talks, please go to our homepage, scroll down about halfway, and sign up for our mailing list. As always, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Please subscribe. If you love what we do, please tell your employer about us. We love you too. See you next time.